Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It is great to see each and every one of you. Hopefully everybody is starting a day out great. If you guys can hear me okay and everything is looking good on the screen, please give me a thumbs up or radiation emoji in the chat. If for whatever reason you cannot hear me or things are looking kind of bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. And while you guys are doing that, I am going to shout out everybody who is in the building early, all right? Shout out for Brooklyn Queen. Y'all know what to do. Brooklyn Queen is like enforcing and merch enforcing. Definitely appreciate it. And we got some new merch. Let me know what y'all think about the new merch. If y'all seen the new merch and y'all think it's okay, let me know in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Throw some like enforcers in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to Reparations Nation. Good to see you as always. Shout out to Cameron Jones. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Jerry Bedford. Good to see you as always, bro. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. Good to see you. Throw some like enforcers in the chat for Cameron. Enforcing them likes. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Vovo 2 Love. What's good with it? Shout out to my brother's keeper. I'm glad you liked the intro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Jesse Paris. We got Tedra Mitchell in the building. Shout out to Tedra. Good to see you. Shout out to Shamika. It's good to see you as always. I got to wrench you up, Shamika, so make sure you leave a comment, all right? Shout out to Tampa Supreme. Good to see you. Shout out to Untried Genius. It's good to see you. And shout out to DC Precise. It is good to see you as always, bro. All right, so what we're about to do is we're about to first take a look at this quote-unquote, shout out to DBB. What's good with the DBB? We're about to get into this voting rights, quote-unquote, debate, which is not really a debate. It's just nonsense that they keep talking about. But we're going to see what they're talking about now.
Former President Donald Trump calling out Vice President Harris's failing border policies and surging migrant crime during the Fox News town hall with Sean Hannity.
She wants open borders. Now she's all of a sudden saying, oh, I think we'll close the borders.
I didn't see this town hall meeting. Did you guys see this town hall with Trump and Hannity? If you guys saw this town hall with Trump and Hannity, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, give me a thumbs down.
It's the worst border in the history of the world. The people
Shout
are
out to PJ.
petrified,
What's good with it,
and
bro?
it's getting worse and worse. You look at New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and now you look at all over the place.
This comes as a new report reveals illegal migrants are making up to about 75% of the arrests right here in Midtown Manhattan, where I am
now,
sitting.
Let me ask you guys this question. The migrants are making up 75% of the crime in Midtown Manhattan. Let me ask you guys this question. What is the migrant population in Midtown Manhattan? And what does that do for the quote-unquote per capita statistics of migrant crime in New York City? Let me know what you guys think.
Former director of New York ICE removals, Tom Feely, joins us right now with reaction. Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for having me.
We've got this kind of perfect storm going on where you've got the migrant crisis. Tens of thousands of migrants are here in the New York City area. At the same time, they had the bail reform. So they know that if they're arrested, it's a revolving door. They're going to be out in 8 minutes.
Absolutely. It's really sad. I retired in 2021 from ICE just because of this reason. The Biden administration came in and was going to order us not to enforce the law. And quite frankly, I just wasn't raised that way, and it wasn't going to happen with me. New York City did this to themselves. They could do 4 things right now this morning, Steve, that could fix this problem. Get rid of the horrible green light law. Which
now, listen, check this out, right? It's funny that he mentioned get rid of the, New York City could do something right now to get rid of this, right? This is interesting, right? Now, you guys know that Eric Adams was actually calling to get the sanctuary city laws removed. And guess what? Son, they put cases on me, son. You know what I'm saying? They just raided a bunch of my staffers' offices and homes, son. Didn't I tell you guys? Anytime Big E say something about it, we putting cases on all your staffers. They coming at my head, son.
Which prohibits law enforcement with cooperating with ICE in New York State. Get rid of your ridiculous sanctuary city stuff in New York City, which isn't working anywhere in the country. Take a look at this bail reform, because you are absolutely right. If you go into these 10 cities or these camps or the hotels or wherever they're housing these illegal aliens, they will flat out tell you they know they're not going to be detained.
Question. Shout out to Frank Smith. Frank Smith asked the great question, why is it that they don't receive the same treatment as Eric Garner? What are you guys' thoughts? Can you guys answer that question for Frank? Frank's question is, why don't they receive the same treatment as Eric Garner? Being that Eric Adams is a former police officer, I think he should be one of the first people to answer that question. And I think we should all sit back and listen. But we all know what he's going to say. It's just going to be a bunch of nonsense. I'm more interested in you guys' response. So let me know what you guys think. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I really appreciate you guys. We got 21 people watching and 13 likes. If everybody could bang on that like button and get us to 30, that'd be wonderful.
And the other thing that we really need to do, New York City and law enforcement in New York State has to honor ICE detainers. All we're asking for is you to hold a bad guy a day or so an opportunity to get there, pick him up and interview him. All these things would keep our country safe, but the governor and the mayor down in New York City absolutely want no part of this.
Yeah, and Tom, I know you've seen her ads where she talks about
Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen says it's because they're no black. Brooklyn Queen says it's because they're no black. If you guys agree with Brooklyn Queen, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I used to have, I got a drop exactly for that. What you guys think about that? If y'all agree with Sean Paul, throw some flames. Y'all agree with Sean Paul? Let me know.
When I was Attorney General of the great state of California, I prosecuted transnational gangs. And as president, I'm going to crack down on fentanyl. Doesn't really address the issue of tens of thousands of migrants coming into the country right now, where, as we've seen here in New York, and you've seen it, some have punched cops, kicked cops. Tom, there should be a rule. You punch a cop, you're going home.
Yeah, I mean, the Biden administration has been the worst administration as far as border security goes. And like President Trump said last night, you don't have to like him. I've worked with every president since Papa Bush, and the reality and the fact is the border was secure under President Trump. That is what we need. I was actually on Fox News once, when she was first nominated or told or announced as the border czar, and she, says that never happened, and people want to say that never happened. Really? Because I was on Fox and Friends one morning talking about how she's the border czar, never been to the border, and how this is a complete failure. So, you can be fact intolerant all you want, but,
Now, here's my question for you guys. What do you all think that Trump's debate strategy is going to be when it comes to dealing with Kamala Harris? Do you think that he's really going to concentrate on this whole quote unquote border czar issue, or do you think that what do you think he's going to concentrate more on, the border czar issue or the flip-flopping, or you think he's going to do 50-50?
Government has a duty to keep its American citizens safe, and they're not doing it.
And you're absolutely right. Suddenly it's a safety issue. Do you feel safe in your own town? I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
All right, so there's that. All right, so now, keep that in mind, the whole quote unquote, do you feel safe in your own town thing. All right, so now, next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into this issue of the quote unquote voting. All right, because we've talked about that. If you guys have seen the videos that I've done on the voting rights, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about here. If you guys haven't seen those videos that I've done on the quote unquote voting issues, you guys really should check these videos out about this voting issue, because they're really trying to sell this as something that it's not, and people should be aware of it. So we're going to take a look at what they have to say about it.
My investments, the most significant climate change law ever.
Shout out to Win Lose Rock. What's
it
good with it,
is
bro?
a $369 billion bill. It's called. We should have named it what it was, but at any rate, the Department of Agriculture is able, from that legislation, to announce $7.3 billion in grants to 16 electrical co-ops nationwide to help rural communities transition to clean, affordable, reliable energy.
That was President Biden in Wisconsin yesterday announcing $7.3 billion in clean energy investments for rural areas.
Now, let's talk about these, right, real quick, because this is part of the all money ain't good money, right? And I haven't had a chance to do one of those in a long time. Let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to Biden providing the $7.3 billion for rural clean energy, where is that money going to mostly be concentrated at? Are people like us going to have access to that money? Now, let me ask you guys this question. If you don't have any businesses that can receive these endowments of money that the government provides, regardless of whether it's Trump or whether it's Biden, because we're going to talk about some stuff with Trump as far as giving this money away. My question for you guys is this a form of lockout, blockout? If this is a form of lockout, blockout, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down.
funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, the White House claims that the 16 funded projects will reduce energy costs for rural Americans. But energy groups are slamming this move. The founder of the Alliance for Wise Energy Decisions telling Fox News Digital, quote, "This is all about politics, has nothing to do with science. These are not scientifically good energy sources that he is promoting." Joining me now is Georgia Congressman Earl Buddy Carter. He's a member, of course, of the House Budget, Energy, and Commerce Committee's. Congressman Carter, you're joining House Energy and Commerce Republicans next week in this hearing on how the, quote, rush to green agenda is raising prices for...
Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, man, I just finished that DFOT stream this morning at work. Bro, that was a wild stream. I was blown away from start to end. Bro, that stream was quite crazy. If you guys haven't seen that last DFOT stream, y'all got to check it out. Some wild stuff going on over there. Some wild stuff going on over there.
All Americans. First, tell us about that.
First of all, Cheryl, thoughts and prayers to everyone in Winder and Barrow County and Appalachia High School. We love you and we're with you. And Cheryl, you're right. This energy policy, we're going to be discussing that next week when we get back in the Energy and Commerce Committee. And this is important because what this administration doesn't understand that energy prices are up 30% because this administration, day one, declared war on fossil fuels, resulting in higher gas prices, resulting in higher fertilizer prices, resulting in higher gas and grocery prices.
Now you guys know that part right there is not necessarily true as far as the quote unquote fertilizer prices. I'm going to ask you guys this. What directly affected the skyrocketing fertilizer price? What event that took place during the Biden administration directly affected the fertilizer price? If you guys know the answer, throw it in the chat. I know somebody know. I know Carlton AB Promotions, Brooklyn Queen, and if Carla is in here, Carla and Val probably know. DJ Elmo, DC Precise, Black Free Thinker. I'm putting people on the spot. I'm putting people on the spot. Don't let me down.
All of that's led to the inflation that we've got. You know, no matter where I go, Cheryl, the message is the same. No matter what sector of our economy we're talking about,
boom.
Overregulation.
Shout out to DC Precise. Shout out to AB. Throw some flames in the chat for DC Precise, AB, and Frank, and everybody that puts the right answer in. Yeah, absolutely. So those are the things that increase the price of fertilizer directly. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, bro, it was auditing Africa, DFOT laws, and trouble in the suburbs, all wrapped in one bundle. Bro, facts. Shout out to Carlton, Putin's price hike. Right. Shout out to PD. What's good with it, bro? Ukraine. Facts. The Azov battalion. You know what I'm saying?
Over permitting. It is crushing us, crushing business. This administration doesn't understand that you can't achieve these goals through regulation. It has to be innovation.
Yeah, well, we've seen that, of course, with the electric vehicle industry. And really quick, I do want to say, President Trump was speaking at the Economic Club here in New York yesterday, and one of his proposals is to not just end the EV mandate, but he also said, and I thought this was interesting, take back unspent money from the Inflation Reduction Act and use that in other ways. Maybe it's pay down debt, but kind of gut out that piece of it. I thought that was interesting. So look, the House is set to get back to work from the August recess Monday. And the focus is going to be on avoiding a partial government shutdown at the end of the month. So House Speaker Mike Johnson did unveil a plan. It links the SAVE Act to a continuing resolution to fund the government through March. The vote on the measure would likely come next week. If it passes, the SAVE Act would help secure the upcoming election. Now, shout out to Untried Genius. Untried Genius said, "How did Ukraine raise feed prices?" You mean the fertilizer prices? Ukraine and Russia both are two of the world's top fertilizer producers, just like how they're also two of the world's top grain producers. That was one of the reasons why they were worried about a widespread food shortage when that first happened. For one, because of the shortage in fertilizer and difficulty in growing crops. And for two, because those countries both supply, what was that, the World Economic Forum with their grain for the food packages that they provide to the countries that are having issues. There's a report that came out from Brookings, and they went over it. I think it was the Russia-Ukraine war effect on the global economy, I think is the name of the report. And it's from Brookings Research Institute. By preventing non-citizens from voting. So this is a little bit of a political piece here for him. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer telling Fox News Digital in a statement, as we have said each time we've had a CR, the only way to get things done is in a bipartisan way. What he is saying there, between the lines in Schumer world, Congressman Carter, is you're not going to be able to tie the SAVE Act to a continuing resolution. Your reaction?
You know, any American who would allow an illegal to vote in our elections, I just don't understand it. That the Democrats are going to.
I don't understand that either. And I've had issues with that. I've verbalized my issues with that. We've talked about that on the channel. I don't understand how that's common sense policy. Let me ask you guys this question. How many people feel that people who are not citizens of the United States should be voting in our elections? If you guys feel that people who are not citizens should be voting in our elections, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't feel that people who are not citizens should be voting in our elections, then give me a thumbs down. To me, this doesn't even make sense. This should just go without saying. But for whatever reason, you have the Democrats actually pushing towards these things, and then they're trying to sell it off as if it's voting rights for us, which is bizarre. And it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Shut the government down because they want to allow illegals to vote in our elections, then we know where their priorities are. But look, right now, the form, if you see it, it asks you one simple question. Are you an American citizen? Yes or no? Now, I'm supposed to believe that somebody who came across that border illegally is going to check the right box and be truthful in that? Give me a break. Come on, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. We have to have proof of voter ID. That's what the SAVE Act will do.
I don't disagree with that. I think that it's perfectly okay to ask for an ID if you're going to vote. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see that as bias. I don't see that as something that's not fair. That's the whole point. If you don't have the proper documentation, then something's wrong, which means you probably shouldn't be taking part in the election. There's so many more things than voting that you have to have an ID for that nobody contests. And voting is pretty important for the people that choose to do it. So they should definitely have to be let in at the door with the proper credentials. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Again, to me, this is just common sense.
We'll make sure that our elections are secure. One of the greatest freedoms, one of the greatest responsibilities that we have as citizens is to elect our leaders. And voting is such an important part of it. No one wants their vote canceled out by an illegal.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously the CR is going to be, and it always is, this political hot button. But there's going to be a lot on the docket, we should say, for the House. There's a lot of business that needs to be, addressed because of the August recess issue. I want to bring in Joe Borelli, Congressman. He's on set with me. He's got a question.
Yeah, Congressman, I want to stay with the CR for 1 second, because one of the criticisms of Kevin McCarthy was that he wasn't able to negotiate any of this policy stuff when he would negotiate these CRs in the past. How important is this CR for sort of the confidence that the conference has in the speaker right now in terms of keeping it on the docket?
First of all, those were false accusations against Kevin McCarthy. I can tell you that. Actually, what Kevin was able to negotiate was good. We actually had NEPA reform. We had reform to the permitting process as a result of Kevin's efforts. So this is going to be important. It's going to be important for Mike Johnson's speakership. And, it's important for America. I mean, let's face it. We can't have illegals voting in our elections. And the SAVE Act will make sure that they have to have a proof of ID. It'll open up the federal...
Let me ask you guys this. I mean, I would just like to ask a Democrat or just ask Kamala Harris, what is the benefit of an illegal voting in our election? What is the benefit? How does that improve? How does that help the United States? Does it? If you ask me, it doesn't. If you ask me, it's almost parallel to foreign election interference, if you ask me.
Records and database so that states can clean up their voting records as well. We've already seen where Virginia and Massachusetts and Ohio have cleaned up their records, and that probably illegals voted
just like a woman. That's because some of you niggas, you be acting just like a woman. Nigga, Reaper keep at 1,000.
in prior elections that could have determined certain races.
Do you think that because we are so close to the election, we've now got 2 months to go, do you think that that is going to make it more difficult for these negotiations?
No, it's not going to make it easier, that's for sure. But the SAVE Act is common sense. Again, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you're wanting to allow illegals to vote in our elections. I'd hate to have to justify that to my voters.
Yeah, I mean, his voice is kind of difficult to listen to, but I actually agree with what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't disagree with what he's saying. I just disagree with how he sounds. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how he sounds. That's the stuff I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because he sounds just like a woman. Oh man,
just like a woman. That's because some of you niggas, you be acting just like a woman. Nigga Reaper keep it 1,000.
Oh man, shout out to Black Spider. All right, so check this out, man. According to this report right here, Laura Ingram, and her face looks extremely long today. She said that migrant gangs are coming to a city near you. Now, that's interesting, right? Because we already know of the issues that they have going on in Aurora, Colorado. But recently, some new information has come out that has shown that TREN de Aragua and other Venezuelan gangs have shown up elsewhere in the United States. One of those places is Dallas, Texas. And we're going to look into that shortly. Hold on real quick.
Joining me now, Danielle Jurinsky, Aurora City Councilwoman, and Jonathan Cho, Frontline's TPS USA reporter, who's been on the ground in Aurora. Danielle, now I know last night, Aurora police arrested 4 men for a shooting that took place in July, and ICE just confirmed to Fox News that they're Venezuelans who crossed the border illegally, apprehended by Border Patrol, and of course released into the United States. Your reaction tonight to this news?
Some of those individuals, this isn't the first time that they have been apprehended by the Aurora Police Department. I am happy to see that there is a lot of truth coming out, that we are identifying TREN de Aragua gang members, but it's not enough, and this is far from over. And the fact that these folks are a product of our current administration's failed border policies, it is so unfortunate that the people of Aurora, American citizens, have had to suffer because of it.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. I really appreciate you guys. We got 35 people watching and we got 26 likes. If everybody can take a moment, bang on that like button. If you guys could please also share the stream to your social media. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit that bell icon twice. I would definitely appreciate it. Let's try to get the likes to 60.
Now, this is just one window that we're seeing, Jonathan, into one, or 2 or 3 apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado. We know Chilean gangs are operating up and down the East Coast and is ripping off homes, terrorizing neighborhoods. But you spoke to the man whose apartment was being targeted in this viral video. I want to play it.
So tell us what happened with those guys coming with guns.
Cuando nos tocaron, he says he doesn't know them. Just when they showed up like that, he was like, okay, I'm going to come out and whatever you're going to do it. They just randomly chose his door. Obviously, he was scared because there was a lot of them. When in that situation, you just got to play along and let them do whatever they want.
Now, let me ask you guys this. How many of you all believe that that was random? I'm sorry. I don't believe that that was random. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it was random. In most cases, when this kind of thing happens, I don't believe that it was random. I don't believe that it was random.
And what do they do?
They were just searching for something, but they didn't find it.
Jonathan, what can you tell us about that interaction? I mean, I don't know if he's a migrant as well, but looks like everyone's being terrorized there.
Yeah, Laura, first of all, credit to the council member for really doubling down and sticking to her convictions. That's why we're here. We're here to see for ourselves. And I spoke to that migrant, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela, and he was absolutely terrified. He told us off the record he really couldn't acknowledge that TDA was there. But no doubt those fellas in that viral video walking around with a long gun, with a scope, AKs, pistols, those were definitely TDA members. All the folks in the apartment complex publicly will say they have no idea if TDA is here or we don't see TDA. But TDA's...
Now, why is it that the people in the apartment complex aren't saying anything? Because, see, here's the thing. If those people want to continue to stay at that apartment complex, then they should be made to comply with the questioning that's going on so they can get that TDA issue taken care of. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. You don't get to sit there and use our taxpayer resources to try to deal with the problem when you feel like dealing with the problem. And then when we need to get some business taken care of, you don't want to cooperate. I don't think that that should be allowed. they need to force compliance on those people the same way they need to get rid of the crime problem. You know what I'm saying? You should not have the option to not cooperate, but expect protection. You know what I mean?
Tentacles are not only in this apartment complex, they're also in Whispering Pines. We've obtained the 10-page document conducted by this independent law firm showing that
Shout out to Untried Genius. Untried Genius says because they are scared and they ain't want to get deported alongside with the gang members. Bro, the gang members are not going to get deported, right? Because the guy named Chiro, he's already been caught and released multiple times, right? Second of all, Colorado is a sanctuary state, so they're not going to get there's not going to be any cooperation with law enforcement to try to deport a non-criminal migrant. They even don't cooperate with the federal government in deporting criminal migrants. So if there's a migrant who's compliant with the law, who's actually helping separate the criminal migrants from the non-criminal migrants, I highly doubt that they would be deported. And the thing is also, I think that these people know this, which is why they're there in Colorado. They could have been anywhere, right? But they're in Colorado. They plan these places where they're going to go using that CBP app at the border. And they do that as a result of catch and release. Venezuela is one of those programs where they fly the people in at. So all of this stuff, if you ask me, is pre-planned. You know what I'm saying?
DA is indeed absolutely extorting these illegal immigrants who are absolutely vulnerable right now.
Well, and we also know, do we not, Danielle, that TREN DE ARAGUA, responsible for human trafficking, drug trafficking, arms trafficking. I mean, this is not just like a regular street gang out there, doing graffiti. This is serious business.
This is very serious business. Everybody keeps talking to me about how the Bloods and the Crips have been around for such a long time. I don't.
Shout out to I want to hear what she says about the Bloods and the Crips. She's about to go full Karen talking about the Bloods and the Crips. Shout out to Shamika for enforcing the likes. Make sure you guys throw some like enforcers in the chat for Shamika. Definitely appreciate it.
This is very serious business. Everybody keeps talking to me about how the Bloods and the Crips have been around for such a long time. I don't know that the Bloods and the Crips are behind child sex trafficking, rings. I'm not sure they would take claim to that.
I'm shocked.
For such a long time. I don't know that the Bloods and the Crips are behind child sex trafficking, rings. I'm not sure they would take claim to that. The fact that this has been downplayed the way that it has, and quite frankly, we're at a point where whether they're here legally or not, this is human suffering, period, that is being denied, it is being downplayed, and it is being lied about in an effort to cover up the current administration's failed border policies.
Well, they're clearly a big cover-up, an attempt to cover up this story and to downplay it. We saw that from other local officials. Danielle and Jonathan, you didn't allow them to do that, and for that, we salute you.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
All right, so there's that. So that's interesting, right? So now check this out. We got an article here from News Nation. All right, and speaking of them, quote unquote, are they still coming or are they leaving or what's going on? You got situations like this popping off. You got situations like this. Police find 26 migrants in locked trailer after hearing them scream. Why were they in a locked trailer? Why do we have a situation where there's migrants in a trailer? What do you guys think was going on here? Deputy heard screaming, knocking from trailer. When they opened latch on an attached tanker, police found 26 people inside. Migrants were processed by Border Patrol, trailer taken to county yard. Now, let me ask you guys this question. When they say that the migrants were processed by Border Patrol, what does that mean? Shout out to John Guillory. What's good with it, bro? What does that mean? What does that imply when they say that the migrants were processed by Border Patrol? Maverick County Sheriff's deputies found 26 migrants locked inside a tanker attached to an abandoned tractor trailer parked at an Eagles Pass, Texas gas station on Wednesday. All right. And what day was this? You see, September 5th. This was yesterday, 4:16 p.m. Okay. Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schermer said a deputy patrolling the area heard screaming and knocking coming from the trailer at 12:44 a.m. When other deputies arrived, they reported hearing screaming and knocking noises as well. After deputies found and removed them from the tanker, the migrants were processed on scene by Border Patrol agents. The trailer was taken to Maverick County Yard. So again, when they say the migrants were quote unquote processed, what does that mean? According to the Eagles Pass news leader, migrants were identified as being from Mexico, Ecuador, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, among other countries. Schoenberger said an investigation is ongoing. Okay, so there's that. So again, it's not stopping. More and more are coming. All right. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. What's good with it, bro? So now next, what we got is Dallas police confirm. All right. They confirm that Dallas is the most recent city to be targeted by by a Venezuelan prison gang or Venezuelan gang. Okay. So we're going to take a look at this. Get this off of here real quick. You see how, there you go. Okay. Update. Dallas latest city targeted by Venezuelan gang. Social media group claims with spurious video. Dallas police have been investigating the Tren de Aragua gang, but were unable to confirm the video's accuracy. So now check this out. They got an update on here. September 5th. An unnamed Dallas Police Department source confirmed that the viral video circulated by libs of TikTok is illegitimate. Now, here's my question. How did they figure that this was illegitimate? How did they figure that this was illegitimate? You know, they kept saying that the apartment takeover was illegitimate, right? So can we really trust that? Shout out to Patrick Tyler being the first stream sponsor. I appreciate it, bro. If you guys haven't shown Patrick Tyler some love for funding the organization, please make sure y'all throw some flames, radiation emojis, some ducks, money bags in the chat for Patrick Tyler for funding the organization. Definitely.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Silence. I ain't got no money, pie.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Patrick says, F it, just tear down the border and let the world in. That's what it seems like they want to do, right? I'm telling you that they getting rid of all the borders. At least they trying to. So according to the station, the video was taken in October 2023 in what appeared to be an isolated incident that is not connected to an ongoing investigation into the presence of Tren de Aragua gang members in North Dallas. An investigation into the violent assault that was captured on the video has already been closed, WFAA reports. All right. For the last year, Dallas Police Department has been investigating criminal activity committed by members of a Venezuelan gang in North Dallas, a department spokesperson told The Observer on Wednesday. So here's my question. If there was nothing going on there with them, then how is it that they're investigating criminal activity that they could have possibly done? Does that make any sense? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, then give me a thumbs down. According to the department, several individuals in North Dallas are believed to be associated with the Tren de Aragua gang, a Venezuelan criminal organization that has reportedly, quote unquote, crept into the United States in recent months. I wouldn't say they had been, I wouldn't say they've crept. I would say if we say that they crept, I would say that that's kind of not accurate. I would say they got flued out. If y'all would agree that they got flued out, throw some planes in the chat. I would say that they got flued out. I wouldn't say that they crept. That would imply that they had to sneak. They didn't really have to sneak. You know what I'm saying? Our department is collaborating with other agencies to address possible crimes linked to this and other gangs in our city, the department said in a statement. It's an ongoing investigation, so I'm sure they're looking into all crimes. Department spokesperson added. They're going to look into drugs, into violence, into physical incidents, and everything. What police were not able to confirm is the credibility of a video that was posted to the social media platform X on Tuesday. The post claims that a group of Venezuelans beat a helpless man in Dallas. So what they're doing with this is they're taking this video here that libs of TikTok put up, and they're saying that they can't confirm this video, right? But they're also in the same article saying that they're investigating for the presence of that Tren de Aragua gang there. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to put all of the weight of the article onto the fact that this video that was posted by libs of TikTok may be somewhat suspect, to try to take away from the fact that there are active ongoing investigations to see about members of Tren de Aragua there. You know what I mean? These are tricks that the media uses. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 48 people watching. That's what's up. And we got 41 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. I definitely appreciate y'all. Hit that bell icon if you're not subscribed to the channel. And please share the stream to your social media and tag somebody that you know that's interested in this type of content to the post. I would definitely appreciate it. Let's try to get the likes to 80. All right. So we don't need to watch this video, especially since they already ruled it out. The blurry 23-second video, which depicts a limp man being brutally hit as gunshots are fired off camera, has been viewed nearly 6 million times and was posted by the far-right social media account Libs of TikTok. Violent illegal gangs taking over American cities, the post reads. This is Kamala's America. I don't know if I would necessarily disagree with that. I don't know if I would necessarily disagree with that. And shout out to AB. We got to take time to pay homage to the perpetual 50. Make sure y'all throw some hashtag 50s in the chat. Shout out to DJ. What's good with it, bro? DJ said, I don't know, but it seems to me like the government, federal, state, and local, is creating a chaotic environment for a violent purge to take place, initiated by the American citizens. I could be wrong, though. Hey, it's a thought. And there's definitely nothing wrong with thinking. Definitely could be a scenario. Sounds like some what was that, the what was that, the King James, what was that called, the King Alfred Act or something like that? I forgot what it was called. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. So now here it says the video was retweeted by Austin Congressman Chip Roy, who added the caption, "We must have mass deportations." The Observer asked Texas Governor Abbott and Mayor Eric Johnson whether the Tren de Aragua gang poses a credible threat in North Texas, but did not receive a response. The Post seems to be capitalizing on the recent national notoriety the Tren de Aragua gang has recently received thanks to a social media frenzy in Aurora, Colorado. Last week, a video of armed men carrying weapons through an apartment complex sparked public speculation, quote unquote, that the gang had, quote unquote, taken over the Denver suburb. And again, I don't think that they had said that. I think what most people were saying was that the apartment complex was under siege. I think that most people were saying that the apartment complex was under siege, right? Social media posts claimed that the apartment residents were being forced to make rent payments to gang members who were engaging in looting and other criminal behavior. When the city of Aurora confirmed there is a small Tren de Aragua presence in the region, officials said a surplus of misleading information mischaracterized what was a quote-unquote isolated event. Now, again, do you all agree with that? We've covered that extensively. So I'm going to just say this. Based on what you've seen about that situation from my channel, how do you feel about that? We've been talking to the residents here and learning from them to find out what exactly is going on. And there's definitely a different picture. Interim Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris said in a video shared to social media. I'm not saying there's not gang members that don't live in this community. But what? So then, what are you saying? Well, I'm just not going to say anything because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, put myself out there for any type of exposure. That's what that is, right? Shout out to Deneen. What's good with it, Deneen? The city also confirmed that a TREN de Aragua member, Johardy Jose Pacheco Chirino, who goes by the pseudonyms, and you guys know this guy, we've talked about him, Cookie or Galetta, was arrested in Aurora in July and is in the custody of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. We have made arrests. We will continue to make arrests, the city posted to social media. Now, again, they had been, that guy in particular had been arrested before, right? According to Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman, the social media attention garnered by the video resulted in an overwhelming strain on the city's systems. It's overwhelming our 911 system, our emergency call center, and it's actually hurting our ability to respond to crime. Kaufman told the local NBC affiliate station 9 News. I would hope people would not do that. I think we're in some sort of environment of hysteria right now over this. But then, as you guys know, and we have a record of it on his channel, then Mike Kaufman later went back and changed course on that and said, this is very serious and we need help. You guys remember that? Similar allegations of Venezuelan immigrants taking over American cities have circulated in Chicago. On Monday, Chicago police responded to a 911 call claiming that armed Venezuelan gang members were invading a residential area. A video of the call was initially tweeted out by libs of TikTok and retweeted by ex-owner Elon Musk and has received over 35 million views since September 2nd. How many people heard about that? Because I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. If any of you all heard about that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about that, then give me a thumbs down. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to look at an article from Texas Scorecard. All right. And his article from Texas Scorecard says something completely different than what the Houston Observer said. This is what the Texas Scorecard said. Police confirm violent Venezuelan gangs infiltrated North Dallas. So if you are in the Texas area, beware. Okay. A video has resurfaced showing a group of men kicking an unconscious Dallas man in the head. So now this is referencing that video in that last article where they said that that video had been debunked. Okay. See, it's the same video. So I don't know if we necessarily need to read this because apparently they don't have the most up-to-date information, which is not good. Not good. You know what I'm saying? You want to definitely have like integrity with your information. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like just putting stuff out there and then come to find out it's wrong. Not the best way to do business. You want to be a reliable source. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let me see. Give me 1 second. So now, okay. So now, again, this is a local news affiliate right here. Channel 8, ABC. All right, we're going to take a look at this article from the local news affiliate here, Channel 8, ABC. And we're going to see what this says. All right. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. All right. Local news affiliate. Dallas police confirm presence of Venezuelan gang. So the presence of the gang has been confirmed. However, the sources say that the link to that viral video is illegitimate. So the video is illegitimate. The claims of the gang being there are legitimate, okay? Dallas police has confirmed gang activity in North Dallas has been linked to the Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela, okay? So now, again, here's my question for everybody. How did they get to Texas? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen says, if they're involved in trafficking and kidnapping, it wouldn't be a stretch for them to hold families hostage while a member gets on camera to lie. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you guys agree with Brooklyn Queen, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's facts. A video going viral this week showing a man being assaulted is being linked online to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, but Dallas police say that the video is a year old. All right. Several local outlets have reported on the video, linking it to claims that a Venezuelan gang is taking over a North Dallas neighborhood. All right. So I wonder what several local outlets have reported that. Oh, okay. They link it back to that article from the Observer. So that's what they're talking about as far as local outlets. However, Dallas police sources told WFAA that the video being circulated online is a year old and shows an isolated incident not linked to gang activity. But now this is what the other articles did not have. Dallas police officials did confirm separately that the department is investigating gang activity in North Dallas linked to Tren de Aragua. So again, how did they get to Dallas? Yeah, I got to agree. I got to agree with Deneen. Deneen says the media is threatening national security at this point. I would agree. And I would agree with Kristen too. Kristen says whenever they tell a half truth, it's usually a lot bigger. Yeah, because they only told a half. And if it's a half, then we know there's another 50% that they left out. Right? So just by nature, you know what I'm saying? Just by the nature of the equation, they're trying to play us. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says our department is collaborating with other agencies to address possible crimes linked to this and other gangs in our city, Dallas police said in a statement. More information about the investigation was not available. Police sources told WFAA that the viral video incident from last year was determined to be an isolated incident and that the case is already closed. Okay. The video in question was recorded in October of 2023, sources told WFAA. The footage shows a man getting brutally beaten by a group of quote-unquote Spanish-speaking men. Gang unit officers investigated the incident and carried out enforcement at apartments in the Haverwood Lane area of North Dallas. All right, so we got to pay attention to this Haverwood Lane area because this is where they think that these things are going on at. Police told sources at WFAA. Police did not believe that the assault was linked to gang activity, despite the fact that it was a gang of people whooping butt. Despite the fact that it was a gang of people whooping butt, they don't believe that it was they don't believe that it was linked to gang activity. This goes out to Deneen. This is what I think about
so
them.
dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
If y'all agree with Anton Dotson, give me a thumbs up. Y'all disagree, get that down. The video was recirculated online September 3rd by Libs of TikTok, a far-right social media account. The post describes the group of men as violent, illegal alien gangs. The account has also circulated information about the Tren de Aragua gang moving into a group of apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. 3 apartment complexes in Aurora have been the subject of national media attention amid claims that they have been taken over by Venezuelan gangs. The claims stem from a video depicting people inside of one of the buildings at the complex with guns. Let me ask you guys this question. If there was somebody walking around the hallway of your building with long guns just out like that, would you all consider your apartment building under their control? Because I would. At least until somebody with bigger guns or until somebody took the guns. But until then, yeah, it's pretty much under their control. You know what I'm saying? Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman recently sought an emergency order to close the apartments, citing them as a criminal nuisance, according to KUSA, the NBC affiliate in Denver. He also told KUSA the national media coverage is exaggerating the problem. But mind you, he didn't say who's doing it. Residents of the apartments told KUSA the allegations of the Venezuelan gang activity are quote unquote untrue and have prompted people to travel to the complex to harass tenants. Aurora police said they have not received any reports of harassment, but the mayor confirmed that erroneous reports related to the alleged gang activity are overwhelming the city's 911 system. Okay. So that's kind of crazy, man. So they have been confirmed. The presence of Tren de Aragua has absolutely been confirmed in Dallas. All right. They've absolutely been confirmed in Dallas. So what we're about to do now, give me 1 second here. We're about to take a look at this video with your boy Eric Adams. This happened just 9 days ago. All right. And this is what I'm saying about every time Eric Adams mentions anything about the migrant shelter or migrant status or, you know, sanctuary city status, you notice that people around him start getting the door kicked in by the feds. Do you guys notice that? If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't notice that, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? So let's check this out.
Yes. Hi. Mr. Mayor, I'm Aaron Brennan with Voice of America.
How are you?
Very good. Given recent statements by your NYPD Chief of Patrol and concerns about a perceived increase in migrant-related crime, can you share your current thinking on whether New York City should consider revising its sanctuary status?
Well, that goes through the city council. They would make that determination, and I have been extremely clear that the overwhelming number of migrants and asylum seekers and undocumented immigrants that come here, their goal is to pursue the American dream. Migrants and asylum seekers are paroled into our city, so into our country, so they're here legally. But those who commit violent acts after they serve their time, I think they should be removed from our country. Right now, we don't have the authorization.
Now, mind you, right, as you guys can see and as you guys can hear, Big E is still pro, you know, immigration. He's still pro immigration. He's still all about it. The only thing he wants is the criminals to be prosecuted and for law enforcement to cooperate with ICE in the prosecution of criminal migrants. That's it. That's it. He's still all about it. He just wants to change some things so that they can get the criminals out of there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But as soon as anytime he opens his mouth about this, one or two people around him get a search warrant.
To go and coordinate with ICE, we have to follow the law. I think the city council should revise what was changed under the previous administration. Mayor Koch had it right, Mayor Bloomberg had it right, and I think we made a miscalculation through this previous
stuff like that. This is why I know y'all don't like Eric Adams. I don't like Eric Adams on policy side, but Eric Adams is a cool dude. Eric Adams is my dude, man. Because you got to be a real cat to sit up there and say miscalculation and then just keep it pushing. You got to be a real cat to just sit up there at a press conference and say miscalculation, and you know, and we got to deal with these people and help them with the American dream.
What kind of shit is that?
Miscalculation.
Big E, let's go. Let's go, Big E. That's what I'm talking about right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he finna drop a verse, man.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
I grew up on the New York crime side, New York Times side. Making miscalculations was no dime. Yeah. Had second hand. Mom bounced on old man. Migrants is coming to shine land. Oh man, That's gangster. You know what I'm saying?
There's a miscalculation.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Poppy Blanco. What's good with it, bro? What's going on with you, fam?
Man, Bloomberg had it right, and I think we made a miscalculation through the previous administration.
But do you see yourself in your personal views?
he just kept it pushing. Did you see him look up like you better not ask me nothing about what I just said? Look at it. Look at his eyes. Look. You understood what I was saying. Next question.
But do you see yourself in your personal views modifying it? There's the article in the New York Times this weekend about the re-release of the person who raped the person in Coney Island. There's a big push among everyday New Yorkers to change the sanctuary status specifically for migrants who commit serious crimes. What is your personal feeling on New York staying full-on sanctuary city?
Well, you stated that everyday New Yorkers, there's no more everyday New Yorker than me. You know, I'm a mayor that is closely aligned with the feelings of everyday working class people. I'm clear on that. And I think that I've made it clear, not only my professional, but my personal. People who commit violent acts on New Yorkers and other migrants and asylums and undocumented individuals should not remain in our country after they serve their time.
Here go my thing, man. I again, you know, I don't have no problem with what Eric Adams is saying. I don't have a problem with what Eric Adams is saying. I think that Eric Adams has learned from experience. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that there's anything wrong. But again, like I said, pay very close attention to how as soon as he simply opens his mouth, like this, he not going at the Biden administration. He not saying anything. He just like, yo, we just need help with some of the criminals. That's it. You know what I'm saying? As far as everything else go, we got everything else. We just want to cooperate and get the criminals up out of here, which shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. Soon as he says that, all of a sudden, somebody around him getting an arrest warrant. Somebody around him getting an indictment. Somebody around him got the feds knocking at the door. It's just real interesting. It's just very interesting what kind of coincidence that is. And honestly, out of everybody, as far as the sanctuary cities goes, Eric Adams is the only one that's even going anywhere near saying that kind of stuff. Brandon Johnson ain't saying it. Mike Johnson in Denver ain't saying it. Governor Polis ain't saying it. Even Governor Kathy Hochul ain't saying it. Eric Adams on his own out here with that. And again, he's not even taking no crazy conservative position. He like, yeah, you know, they can still come. We just want to deal with the criminals. That's it. We just want to deal with the criminals. We want the ones that want to come to live a life in America, to have a good life in America. And we want to keep everybody safe from the criminal element that's coming in. That's it. That's all I'm asking. As soon as he say that, feds knocking. Crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Cassie. Cassie gonna have to catch the replay. Throw some cats in the chat. Cassie gonna have to catch the replay. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have some more streams and we're gonna have some more videos coming up later. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get these busted out as quickly as I can. So if you're not subscribed to all of my channels, make sure you take a moment, subscribe to all of my channels, including my backup channels. If you ain't subscribed to this channel and you watching, hit the bell. Let me shout out the stream sponsor. Make sure y'all show some love to Patrick. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Patrick. All right. Make sure that you guys got the bell icon hit so that you don't miss any notifications. And as always, oh, and don't forget, watch this all the way through so that it will take you, you know what I'm saying, to the next scheduled live stream. All right. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in this life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause. So please step aside so they can see me. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee. That's on TV. That's on mamas. Nigga don't believe me. Come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Active for what feature? That's like every other week. Talk behind my back. I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really